Please stand as we begin our commencement ceremony.
afternoon. We begin this afternoon with a word of prayer. God of wisdom, we give you thanks for Bethany College and the opportunities for learning and discovery that take place in our midst. Bless the graduating class of 2024 as they have been educated, developed, and challenged to reach for truth and excellence. Continue to surround them with loved ones and communities of care. as we celebrate with them today and send them out to lead lives of faith, learning, and service. All this we pray in your gracious name. Amen. You may be seated.
Thank you, Pastor Melissa. Would you take a moment just for a moment and silence your cell phones so we don't have any unexpected interruptions during our ceremony today, please? Good afternoon and welcome to today's commencement ceremony. My name is Steve Ekman. I'm the interim president of Bethany College. As we begin this afternoon's ceremony, let me introduce some important individuals and groups. I'm going to begin with introductions for the stage party. As I introduce those who are on stage with me this afternoon, would you please stand, but hold your applause until everyone has been introduced. First of all, Enoch Ojo and Ben Turner are recipients of the Spencer Bartlett Senior Respect Award and Senior Speakers for the class of 2024. The Reverend Melissa Wopel is a member of the Bethany College class of 2015 and serves as campus pastor. Dr. Kristen Van Tassel is Professor of English and Chair of the Humanities Division. Dr. Mark Bandre is the Bethany College Dean of Academic Innovation and College Registrar. Dr. Tyler Beamer is our accompanist today and is Assistant Professor of Music, Sacred Music Coordinator, and College Organist. Dr. Cheryl Rasmussen is Chair of the Board of Directors as well as a member of the Bethany College class of 1982. And Dr. Adam Pryor is the Provost and Dean of the College. Dr. Brent Mai, class of 1985, is our commencement speaker today. Let's recognize these people.
Gracie, thank you once again for that lovely performance. Next, I have the honor of more fully introducing the recipients of the 2024 Spencer Bartlett Senior Respect Award and our senior speakers for today. The Senior Respect Award recognizes 2 students who represent the best of Bethany College, who are held in highest esteem across the campus community. Hailing from Houston, Texas, Enoch is a biology major known for his invitational and joyful leadership on campus, especially through his involvement in the Black Association of Student Scholars and the Swede Government Association. Ben is a history and political science major from Peyton, Colorado. Through his work with the Dollar Pantry and campus ministry, Ben has been a shining example of hospitality and care. Please join me in welcoming Enoch and Ben to the podium.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Enoch Ojo, and I'm the recipient of the 2024 Spencer Bartlett Award. So, to begin, my time at Bethany College was nothing short of amazing. I'm grateful for the chance to have learned under the various esteemed professors here at Bethany College. My last 4 years were filled with countless adventures that I'll cherish for years to come. I also want to thank God for granting me the grace to survive all 4 years. Although Bethany is a small college, I was given a chance to write my own story. And in this story of my college life, I learned that college is what you make it as an individual. Everybody has the same opportunity handed to them, and it's up to you to either utilize it or disregard it completely. A very important chapter of my story was my track and field career here at Bethany College. I thank my coaches, Coach Smucker and Coach Yoder, for allowing me to blossom athletically and spiritually during my time here with them. And I'll never forget the praise and motivational speeches Coach Yoder would give before any practice. And I will always remember Coach Smucker always telling me to relax my face whenever I'm running. And I'll never forget my teammates. Shout out to Calvin, Mary, and Alana, who have always been there with me, and the rest of my track teammates. And shout out to Mr. Calvin once again, one of the most hardworking person I know, and I'm grateful to have called him my best friend here at Bethany College. Okay. I was grateful to be part of the Black Association of Student Scholars. Bass played a very important part of my individual development here at Bethany. In high school, I was a very soft-spoken person, believe it or not. But through the base meetings and discussions that we had, I grew more comfortable to speaking out and voicing my opinions, like you see me doing here today. Once again, college is about crafting your own narrative, and I'm grateful for every chapter of my experience here at Bethany College. Now, if I were to stand here and say that my undergraduate experience was void of negativity and obstacles, I would be a liar. However, life presents you with obstacles and problems, and it's ultimately your choice to either stay down or get over it. A famous person once said, "If life is a struggle, then struggle." Well, I wonder who that famous person is. One sure thing that I've learned in college is to never forget to cite your sources. But that source was none other than Mr. Kevin Hart. But seriously though, it's vital to understand that everyone is presented with struggles, with some going through more than others. The Bible in James 1:3 states, knowing that the testing of your faith produces endurance. Hardships are never meant to break us down or force us to give up. Each challenge is a chance to rise above and become better versions of ourselves. I can speak for the class of 2024 when I say that we are grateful to be surrounded by a whole support system consisting of faculty and staff. Everyone I met here played a very important part in ensuring my well-being on campus. I was not only able to grow academically, but also as a person. I sure am going to miss the warm and kind environment here at Bethany College. If you walk away today with nothing else, let it be the word sacrifice. I know things don't always go as planned, and this is okay, because there is always hope at the end of the tunnel. Sacrifice sounds like a daunting word, but it's an essential ingredient and a recipe for success. Sacrifice means prioritizing your goals, sometimes at the expense of immediate gratification. It means late night studying instead of partying, saving money instead of splurging, and making tough decisions that may not always be popular. But sacrifice isn't always about giving something up. It's about investing in your future. It's about understanding that the choices we make today shape the opportunities that we'll have tomorrow. Sacrifice paves the way for growth, resilience, and ultimately achievement. A piece of advice that I'll give underclassmen is to cherish your time here at Bethany College. This year's will pass by in the blink of an eye. And before you know it, you'll be done in your cap and gown, preparing to embark on the next chapter of your journey. Bethany College isn't just a place of learning. It's a community, a family. It's the late night conversations in the dorms, the laughter echoing in the hallway, and the friendships that will last a lifetime. It's the professors who inspire you, challenge you, and believe in you, even when you yourself don't even believe in yourself. It's the moment of triumph and struggle, all woven together to form the tapestry of our college experience. To end my time with you today, I thank God once again for allowing me to complete this chapter of my story. And I hope to keep this story going until there's a whole book to be told for future generations. Thank you.
Thank you, Enoch, for that wonderful speech. Just to reiterate, I'm Ben Turner, and I want to thank the class for being here, as well as the guardians and loved ones who came out today. 3 years ago, I took a class in the spring semester of my freshman year, this class being Honors 305, or Interrogating Experience for Interdisciplinary Thinking. You see, this has been the only class I have failed in all 3 years. I chose not to do one easy assignment. A single paper talking about interdisciplinary thinking, the importance of reciprocity, and some other stuff I'm forgetting because I threw the syllabus away. So I am using this speech as a grade appeal and a goodbye letter to Bethany College. When I sat in that first year level intro to honors class, I had no clue what Dr. Pryor was talking about. I let the lecture material pass me by, and I giggled at him wearing Crocs and jeans. Not really paying attention, but something stuck with me, I guess. However, I have an idea of what he wanted us as students to take away from that class. Dr. Pryor wanted us to be good human beings who cared about each other, who saw the world for not just profit or financial gain, but for just existing, living together, working together, understanding our complex relationships and what that means for our future. During my time at Bethany, I was able to wrestle with these thoughts, which I am sure most of the other students have done and will continue to do. When I talk to my peers here that were in that class, they have the same thoughts as I do. We, as a graduating class, have several ways of understanding our place in the world. But in the end, all of us want to seek happiness and wholeness. though a few $100 would not hurt. A lot of conversations I have had with faculty and peers is the discussion of discernment and vocation. We talk about vocation in many ways, finding the one thing you love, exploring the career path that fits you, and finding your place in the world. That sounds easy to find, right? Oh yeah, so easy. I am going to be a financial accountant, space engineer, music performer with a law degree. I'll see you in 4 years. You can do all these things, and I applaud you if you can, but discernment to find a role that fits you takes a lifetime. You might not know what you want to do right now, but in 10 years, you might want to be doing something else, and that is okay. You can make changes to your path because if it benefits you and fulfills your life, it is fulfilling other people's lives too. Your passion, your energy, your care, these things fill up other people's glasses for all of us to enjoy. One of my favorite quotes from Steven Universe reads, "You are supposed to change. You are never the same, even from moment to moment. You are allowed and expected to invent who you are. What an incredible gift, the gift to reinvent yourself." That encapsulates the human experience that Bethany College has taught. It is okay to change. It is okay to grow up while still having the curiosity of a child. Sadly, Dr. Pryor is not the only professor who made me think about these complex ideas. The history and political science department had me doing plenty of thinking over these past few years and still give me thoughts to digest and ponder. I cannot pick one story from the department, so I just won't tell any. It is the Tash Smith PhD way. But I do thank them for their efforts in making education fun, fulfilling, and meaningful. I also want to thank the music department, who at times are highly strung like the violin sections. They have taught a lot of valuable lessons in discipline, respect, teamwork, and reciprocity. And I am sure many of you can relate on these ideas through your coaches, professors, and other mentors who have guided you on your journey at Bethany College. The Bethany community has given me a lot, and I am grateful for the knowledge and guidance given to me by the extraordinary staff and faculty, the heart of Bethany College. Giving the students and the institution life to pursue your dreams, find meaning in everything, and allow yourself to be a human being who grows, accepts your flaws, and learns how to embrace your truest self. I would not be the person I am today if I had not chosen to come and stay at Bethany College. I hope we as a student body can put this energy back into the world and our communities. I know I will continue to be receptive to other people's stories, make ways for people to make them feel human, and offer them a place at the table that is filled with love and acceptance. We can guide others on their paths, whether our children, coworkers, or future students, to be their best possible selves, find their vocation, and continue the cycle of reciprocity, filled with honorable deeds. We are a generation of change and augmenting cycle norms, pioneering a future where everyone is worthy, loved, and allowed to be curious, allowed to be human beings. I hope this is enough, Dr. Pryor, for my grade to be appealed so I can pass the class. I am so sorry it took me a 3-year-long extension to get it done. I appreciate your flexibility. Thank you.
I have the pleasure of introducing Dr. Brent May, class of 1985 as our commencement speaker today. Dr. Mai is a Western Kansas native who has earned graduate degrees from George Washington University, the University of Texas at Austin, and Vanderbilt University. Through a career as a successful academic librarian, he now serves as Dean of the Libraries at Wichita State University. Dr. Mai, we now welcome you to the podium.
After those two guys, I don't know that you need to hear from me at all. We've got a great set of folks going here and make me even more proud to be an alum of this institution. So since I got back to Kansas about 6 months ago, I've been part of a leadership orientation program at Wichita State. As a part of this program, I had to take the Clifton Strengths-Based Leadership Test. This test identified where my particular leadership skills fit into the 4 leadership domains of executing, influencing, relationship building, and strategic thinking, all things which the graduates today are going to take with them from Bethany out into the world. As a result of this test, it helped me to learn how I can work together with my fellow administrators and to create an experiential learning opportunities for students to help them recognize their talents, to develop, leverage, and apply them toward their personal, academic, and professional goals. This sort of self-awareness about our identities is something that has become quite fashionable in today's world. A strengths-based identity initiative sounds like something laudable, perhaps even productive. But what I really wanted to know about my colleagues and the students with whom I work was something far more personal, something that would perhaps be unnoticeable to the untrained eye, or in this case, the untrained ear. Knowing this about those with whom I interact each day would really help me relate to them better. But I was afraid to bring it up. I didn't want to be that guy. Identity politics is sort of blown off course of late, and I hesitate to add yet another layer to the discourse that separates us into categories. But curiosity has gotten the best of me. Now, I haven't consulted with the college's legal counsel, and I hope that going down this path won't cause irreparable harm to my alma mater. But here goes. Okay, so grab onto your neighbor in an appropriate way and hold on, because I want to know, how many of you self-identify as a country music fan? Good, good. We got a few, a handful willing to admit this in their lives. So for those of you who didn't raise your hand, go ahead now and pull out your phones, okay, because you're going to need to look up this stuff so you can follow along. I contend that all, and I do mean all, of our individual and collective experiences, past, present, and future, are encapsulated in the lyrics of some country western song or another. Yeah, you can moan about that all you want, but this is my reality. And since this distinguished group here was silly enough to invite me to be here on this stage, we're going to have to live with my reality for a minute. So I can hear it now as you whisper in your neighbor's ear the words of Morgan Wallen, "You wish I was somebody you never met. But baby, baby, something's telling you it ain't over yet." Have any of you ever met Nelson Mandela? I haven't either. Sad face. He's pretty well recognized as having been a great leader. Did you know that he was the son of a tribal chief? That's pretty cool, huh? President Mandela was asked one day, "How did you learn to be a great leader?" And he responded that he would go with his father to tribal meetings. And he remembered 2 things from his father's meetings with the other elders. They would always sit in a circle. And 2, his father would always be the last to speak. For most of my entire life, I was told that to be a good leader, it was important to listen more. And luckily, as Brett Young has musically recounted, I can't count the times I almost said what was on my mind, but I didn't. As a leader, it's more than choosing your words carefully. It's knowing when to say them that's critical, and being the last to speak can be very effective. Rather than stating what you think and asking everyone what they think about it, let them begin the conversation. This accomplishes two things. First, those speaking feel that they've been heard. They feel that they've actually contributed. And second, you get the benefit of hearing what everyone else thinks before you render your opinion. As they're sharing their thoughts, don't just nod in agreement or indicate your disagreement with what's being shared. Rather, ask questions so that you understand why they're saying what they're saying and you understand their perspective. In the end, you will have your turn to speak. This sounds easy, but it's not. I've learned something else from my examination of the life of Nelson Mandela. He got a lot of time to practice being the last to speak. When I think that I'm having a bad day, I remember the 27 years that he spent in prison, unknowingly preparing to become a world leader that he would eventually become. Those 27 years put a little perspective on how ridiculously minuscule my first world problems really are. I think that Nelson Mandela would agree with Rodney Atkins. If you're going through hell, keep on going. Don't slow down. If you're scared, don't show it. You might get out before the devil even knows you're there. You know, as a student, I spent a lot of time in this building, mostly for choir rehearsals and Messiah Festival performances. The last time I was in this sacred hall was for the graduation of my nephew, which was more than 10 years ago. Yes, my family has deep roots in this institution, roots that go back even to the end of the 19th century, when my grandmother and 4 of her siblings attended Bethany. Then came my mother and many of my parents' cousins. 9 out of my 10 aunts and uncles are Bethany graduates, along with 7 of my cousins and many of their spouses who attended here. And all came from the high plains of western Kansas, where sacrifices were made so that this education was even possible, an education that with continued work and dedication could lead to a better life than the generation before them. Now, you may think that the reason that we all came here was because, like Waylon Jennings and Willie Nelson so eloquently put it, mamas, don't let your babies grow up to be cowboys. At least I don't think there are lassoing classes here, are there? But after majoring in everything from biology to history to political science, many members of my family returned to their hometowns to become farmers and ranchers. And believe it or not, to this day, my IRS 1040 continues to report that I, too, am a farmer. But my personal journey did not take me back to the farming community in which I grew up on the Kansas-Colorado border. Rather, immediately after my graduation, which in 1985 was on the Sunday of Memorial Day weekend, I hopped into a fire engine red Fiero. You remember those little fiberglass cars from the 1980s? It belonged to my Bethany classmate, Randy Berry, and he and I drove straight through that afternoon, the evening, and all the next day to Washington, D.C., where the following Tuesday we began our jobs on Capitol Hill. He working for the congressman who represented his rural mountain hometown in Colorado, and me working for Kansas Senator Nancy Kassebaum. Now, Randy went on to a career in the U.S. Foreign Service and other numerous international postings, and served for 4 years as our ambassador to Nepal, and is currently serving as our ambassador to Namibia. Me? Well, I became a librarian. That's right, not a cowboy. I think that my life has been a good one to date. As Jordan Davis and Luke Bryan have sung so harmoniously, do what you love and call it work. And that's what I've done. I've lived and worked in 8 states from coast to coast since I graduated from Bethany, and today I find myself having journeyed almost full circle, living just a few miles down the road, working in the shadow of Emory Lindquist Hall on the campus of Wichita State University. For those of you who may not be familiar with the name, Emery Lindquist served as the president of Bethany College for 10 years before becoming president of Wichita State, where he served until he retired. I just can't be pulled away from my connection to other Swedes. It's a connection that all Bethany Swedes have. From this day forward, in sickness and in health, until death do us part. Oh, wait a minute, that's another ceremony. And I almost forgot to tell you that I've got 3 wonderful children, each of whom are gainfully employed with benefits. Yeah, your parents understand the milestone that is. Morgan Wallen again captures it quite well when he sings about all those prayers you thought you wasted on them must have finally made it through. Oh yeah, and God has blessed me with one so far, handsome grandson who's 2.5 months old. And even though my kids chose schools that were other than Bethany, they came by being Swedes naturally through my Swedish mother and their mother's Swedish father. While DNA may or may not be your Swedishness, as a graduate of Bethany College in Kansas, you are and will always be a Swede. And as a Swede, we share many things in common. One of those being that we're stoic. Stoics live in a land, aka Lindsborg, where the logic, reason, patience, and restraint are the highest pillars of virtue. After all, setting the Viking era aside, one doesn't have peace for 200 years with a population that's quick to anger. Now, some might say that the Swedes are passive in the same way that a moose is passive. Give us our space and everything will be okay. But Stoicism is often equated to indifference, and those who truly know Swedes, who know us, however, understand that this conflagration is not accurate. Rather, it's that Stoics are perceived to be less reactive, which can lead to de-escalation when confronted with difficult situations. Hence, Sweden's relative neutrality during times of extreme conflict with the rest of the world over the last 200 years. This neutrality, however, doesn't mean that there haven't been and won't be difficulties in the world. After all, as Billy Currington has put it, God is great, beer is good, and people are crazy. I think that Bethany Swedes, we can use our inherent stoicism to make sense of the crazy world in which we live and the crazy people we find surrounding us every day. What does this inherent stoicism give us? The underlying principle of stoicism is an understanding that while you may indeed have no control over what happens to you or what happens around you, you have to, in fact, you must have complete control over your response to what happens. One manages this control through knowing, believing, and exercising the 4 tenets of Stoicism: wisdom, courage, discipline, and justice. First one, wisdom. Wisdom informs our action and includes good sense, quick-wittedness, discretion, resourcefulness. It's not only the knowledge of good and evil that is important, but also the knowledge of what is neither good nor evil. This knowledge becomes the wisdom that informs your action. To put it another way, between action and reaction is a space, and in that space, that's where wisdom must prevail. Second tenet, courage. Courage means that you have to stand for something, or you'll fall for anything. Reinhold Niebuhr once wrote the original version of the Serenity Prayer that reads, "O God and Heavenly Father, grant us the serenity of mind to accept that which cannot be changed, the courage to change that which can be changed, and the wisdom to know the one from the other. Through Jesus Christ our Lord, amen." Stoic courage is the courage to face misfortune, the courage to face death, the courage to risk yourself for the sake of your fellow man, and the courage to hold to your principles even if others get away with, or perhaps are even rewarded for disregarding theirs. It's the courage to speak your mind and to insist on truth. Stoic courage is often depicted as the lone knight fighting a war that they cannot hope to win, but fighting bravely and honorable nonetheless. Discipline, the third one, sometimes called temperance, is the knowledge that abundance comes from having what is essential. It's a matter of self-control, not just when related to material things, like the stuff that we have, but exercising self-control in pain and pleasure, admiration or contempt, failure or triumph. Discipline is about guarding against extremes. The fourth one and final one is justice, and this includes piety, honesty, equity, fair dealing. This one is often considered the most important of the virtues of Stoicism. After all, when we're wrapped up in only self-interest, our courage isn't very impressive. Justice is the belief in mutual interdependence. To seek the best of ourselves, we must actively care for the welfare of others. Bad things are what happen when good people stay silent. Falls into this category. And today, you, right here in the front row, are culminating the campus part of your journey as a Swede, a Stoic Swede with the superpowers of wisdom, courage, discipline, and justice. You're now challenged to demonstrate to the rest of the world the power to use your wisdom, to strengthen your courage through discipline to achieve justice. All right, now I know you're tired of hearing from me, and Megan Maroney has pointed out that sometime, somewhere out there, your ex-boyfriend's new girlfriend is scrolling through your Instagram, and that's far more interesting. So, graduates, I thank you for giving me this opportunity to share my story, to share Bethany's story, as this place that's been shaping the lives of generations of Stoic Swedes. I thank you, President Ekman, Provost Pryor, distinguished faculty, honored guests and family and friends for this opportunity to be back on this stage. Now let's get on with celebrating your story. As John Denver sang, this is the first day of the rest of your life as a fellow Stoic Swede. Thank you.
Dr. Ackman, I have the privilege of presenting to you the graduating class of 2024. The members of this class whose names are listed in the commencement program are candidates for the degree of Bachelor of Arts, Bachelor of Music, or Bachelor of Music Education. Candidates, please rise. Dr. Ekman, the candidates have fulfilled all requirements for their respective degrees. Upon the recommendation of the faculty and with approval of the Board of Directors, I present the candidates for their respective degrees.
Upon the recommendation of the faculty and with approval of the Board of Directors, and by virtue of the authority vested in the office of President of the College, I hereby confer upon each candidate the respective academic degree for which you have been recommended, with all the rights and privileges pertaining thereunto.
The recipients may now move the tassel from the right to the left front quarter of your cap. The recipients for the degree of Bachelor of Arts, Bachelor of Music, or Bachelor of Music Education shall come forward as their names are called. Can sit. The rest can sit. Ready? Andre Maurice Adams. Martina Ashelman. Callie Taylor Arnold. Hannah Catherine Banco. Rayleigh Bassert. Rayleigh Bassert. Kennedy Loren Becker. Hunter Blix. Justin J. Brookins. Katie Marie Buchanan. Brianna Buck. Alyssa J. Cardenas. Jocelyn? Benoit? Benoit, okay. Jocelyn R. Benoit Colburn. Caleb Copeland. All right. Caleb Copeland. Melinda Craddy. Jonathan? Jonathan Christ. Lauren Grace Crodinger. Donnie? Alden. Okay, just had to make sure. Alden Dam. Good. Rayshawn Lonnie Cordell Dearman. Bailey Nicole Dykes. David Alexander Espinal Evangelista. Okay. David Alexander Espinal Evangelista. All right. Ethan Finkbone. Haley Foote. Peter Forboard. Will C. Freyer. Gracelyn Gaskill. Say it again. Edu Galar. Edu Galar. Okay, just making sure. Emma Gray. Tia Gregory. Juan Roberto Guerra. Tyler Hammond. Connor? Good. Connor Hairsnape. Franco Hernandez Coleman. Anna Marie Heron. Lauren Hogue. Alexa Jade Hutchins Talbot. Atlantis Jamerson. Catherine J. James. Bryant Jefferson. Donnie Johnson, Jr. Jorgensen? Coy Jorgensen. Kimbrough. Sierra Kimbrough. Ida Lehuvid. Laris Long. Matthew Eric Lucas. Sterling Deontay Mack. Braden Manning. Piper Maylee Marquez. Natiel. Kyrie Natiel Marshall. Martinez Galvin. Elena Martinez Galvin. Judd. Judd McCall. Aaron James Moss. Zachary Wynn. Inyalua Enoch Ojo. Caitlin Ann Olson. I got you. Kate Papula. Riley Trakel Paramore. Got it. Mary Parks. Noel Perez. Connor Jacob Peterson. Tatiana Pugh. Ramos? Okay. Luis Ramos. Calvin Range. Catherine Range. Caleb Reason. Joseph? Joseph Derek Rivera Rivera. Anthony Robb. Hunter Rowe. All right. Isaiah Romero. What's your name?
Allison Wilson.
Okay. You want Leah? Allison Leah Rosa. Rebecca? Rebecca Lynn Sawyer. Zola? Good. Zola Moore. Jenna Renee Shanks Scott. Tabitha? Slechta? Okay. Tabitha Lynn Slechta. I'm good. Dalen Spencer. Parker? Parker Stevens. Jaden P. Okay. Jaden P. Stewart. I do. Taryn Stout. Ben Turner. Devra Urea. Antonia Wagner. Madison Walter. Yep. Shartez Jamar Wiley II. Kane Wing.
Once again, we want to express appreciation for all those attending this momentous occasion in the lives of the graduates. Today marks not just the end of your academic journey, but the beginning of your individual odyssey. As you step into the world armed with knowledge, passion, and determination, remember that the challenges ahead are opportunities in disguise. Let your actions be guided by integrity, your decisions be fueled by courage, and your dreams be boundless. As you bid farewell to this chapter, embrace the unknown with open hearts and minds, knowing that we have the power to shape our own destinies. Congratulations and best wishes to each and every one of you as the adventure awaits. As we prepare to conclude our commencement ceremony, please remain in the auditorium until the graduates have processed out. I invite you to stand as we sing the alma mater.
You've also noticed how much more there is still to discover. You are both humbled and emboldened by this gain and ground. What's next? Do not be fooled by trite questions, the expectations about pressing forward. There is no right answer to how you keep becoming. There is no degree or title that can fulfill all of who you are. Delight in the wisdom and those who share it. Invest in the service and those who need it. Be thankful for the support and those who give it. You are being sent to speak what is true, to do what is kind, to give what is necessary, so that your knowledge and mystery are alive in the world for all to share. Go in peace.